Hi, I'm Peter Edgar, originally from Annahilt, which is the birthplace of Harry Ferguson, known for the tractor. And I think that's all it's kind of famous for. But it's a cool place, good view of Slieve Croob from there. I now live in East Belfast, so we're here at the C.S. Lewis Square, getting a nice little bit of atmosphere. My professional life has mostly been involved, well, it's kind of been like a bit of a journey. I'd never really had anything planned. I studied geography at Queen's, hoping to be a geography teacher, and then got rejected from the PGCE. So when I was 22, I kind of had to figure things out a wee bit. So fortunately got this fellowship out to the US through what was called a US&I mentorship program, where young graduates were sent out to learn about business in the world and bring those ideas back home. It was set up by an economic envoy that was sent over from the US. And that kind of transformed my whole thinking. I kind of realized that maybe I could get involved in business. So I worked for a pharmaceutical company in Philadelphia and kind of learned the fundamentals of connecting with people and bringing them together to achieve things. And when I was out there, I was kind of thinking, man, should I stay out here? Should I, stay out in the States and build a career and not go back home? And I was sitting with a friend in Washington, DC, outside Congress, and we were chatting about wanting just to be part of the, re-emerging or the emerging new Northern Ireland and create loads of opportunity for people. So we decided to come home, and I got involved in the startup technology scene. Basically, I got really good at scouting inventions and then connecting them to investors or mentors or putting them through education programs that help them scale. So yeah, I've had some bizarre experiences of working with just brilliant, ingenious scientists, inventors, hence my Harry Ferguson knowledge. And so yeah, ever since I've just sort of been in that sort of space. I've been very fortunate to get most of my opportunities because I came home. Travel the world, scholarships, fellowships, and yeah, it's been a real joy actually to be part of that. In the last year I took a time out, took a bit of sabbatical from all my venturing, and was really humbled in the most awesome way to seek and to search and try to understand my faith in a new way. So I was sitting in a coffee shop on the Newton Ards Road and overheard these two guys talking about their life and their journeys, and they mentioned C.S. Lewis, and I just happened to be reading a C.S. Lewis book at the time. And as they got up to leave, I grabbed them and said, guys, I'm really sorry, but I've heard a lot of what you said, and I've been reading this C.S. Lewis book, and you mentioned the church a lot. I have a few questions about the church. Could I buy you guys a coffee and just ask you questions about your faith and see if you could help me? Well, they were very gracious, and they were yeah, totally. Turns out they ran a C.S. Lewis fellowship, and it was a study for the year into the theology and philosophy of how things work. And so I just immersed myself in that, transformed my faith, gave me a real true understanding, and made me realize why I want to get into business and ventures in the next 20-30 years is I want to create great ventures that make people feel valued and that have a great impact in the world around them, whether that's the local context in their home city like Belfast or the East here, or further afield in impact investing in parts of the world that really need help. Yeah, that's me. I'm Peter. Great to meet you guys sometime. Whoever's on the other side of the camera. If you want to grab a coffee, that's cool. I'd like to hear your story.